Hey guys, this is Paige from More Cars, and in today's episode we're going to talk about the 2023 Lexus RX350h. When the original Lexus RX made its debut in 1998, it lit the fuse on the still ascending rocket that its mid-size luxury SUV segment, and the RX remains the brand's best-selling model today as it enters its 5th generation. So is the segment pioneer still a segment leader? As per more trend, the 2023 model has sculpted sides, upgraded interior materials, and a new GAK platform underneath, and it's offered with 4 powertrains including 3 hybrid options. The Lexus RX350h all-wheel drive hybrid combines a 2.5-liter inline-4 with 2 motors to produce a combined 246 horsepower and 233 pound-feet of torque, distributed via a CVT. There's manual shifting, but it doesn't really bring anything to the table. The hybrid's upside is the mix of power and efficiency it provides. In the case of the Lexus, the SUV goes from 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds and completes a quarter mile in 15.7 seconds. That makes it quicker than the regular RX350, which is turbocharged and shows what a good old-fashioned naturally aspirated engine can do with a little help from the front and rear electric motors. But the RX500h, with its more powerful turbocharged 2.4-liter inline-4 and electric motors, leaves both siblings in its dust, scooting to 60 in just 5.9 seconds. Bringing the RX350h to a full stop from 60 takes 135 feet, sliding right between the regular 350's 139 and the 500's 132. In testing, we experienced a grinding sensation and some light rear-wheel hop under panic braking. Never feels unsafe, but it's cumbersome to deal with. In regular driving, there are times when there's too much pedal travel and then a hard bite, sending vibration through the pedal, so the brakes could use some work. On the efficiency side, the 350h blows the other RX models out of the water with an impressive 37/34 mpg city highway. That's against 2229 for the regular 350 and 2728 for the 500h. So if there's one big takeaway, it's that this is the most luxurious tech-forward Lexus RX today. That impression starts with a single-touch electronic door handle. Once inside, our luxury trim test vehicle had a largely black interior, including the black Alcantara seats with perforated leather inserts. Contrast stitching would add a little more visual zing, but the seats have a chic stitch pattern that continues onto the doors. We appreciate the height adjustable seat belts. You'd be surprised how many top-end vehicles don't offer this. And some clever touches like the ability to open the glove box from both sides. If you have one gripe with the interior, would be the window controls are too far forward and multiple drivers repeatedly push the rear window controls trying to lower the driver's window. Moving the mechanism an inch would solve this. So this particular car had heated and cooled second row seats. There are storage QBs on the setbacks, and rear passengers have air vents with their own HVAC controls, as well as USB ports and sunshades. Moving the second row seats is easy. Push a button and seat back powers down, albeit not completely flat. Push a button again to return it upright. It's not a speedy process, but it works well and can be done by a child. There's also a power liftgate revealing a cargo area with a privacy cover and more buttons to power the second row seats forward for more room in back. In case of mishap, there's a Lexus branded first aid kit. Up front, the infotainment screen is an extension of the driver display, stretching across the dash, and the one-piece unit tilts toward the driver. Screens are large enough for good legibility, and physical controls for volume and temperature are incorporated into the bezel. That's it, Lexus needs its digital cluster to match the modern graphic on the infotainment screen. There are cool gauges and displays showing the EV driving ratio and diagrams showing whether energy is going into or coming out of the battery. The upgraded Mark Levinson sound system provides an excellent listening experience. The open part of the center console houses USB outlets below the air vents and a tray for your phone. The covered area has 2 more USB ports, a power outlet, and a wireless charging pad with room left over for storage. It's all cleverly done and well packaged. You can adjust the depth of the front cup holders for thicker, taller bottles, and they hold your beverage in place securely to prevent shaking and rattling. The gear shift looks conventional, but execution is a bit tricky. You guide it across and up and down for reverse, neutral, or drive, but the motion must be angled down one way for normal drive and in the other direction for sport, making it unintuitive and harder than it needs to be. Accelerating the RX350h sounds like a spaceship taking off. The SUV holds lower gears longer than expected before it upshifts, especially in sport mode. The RX responds quickly when floored and keeps going with smooth power delivery. The engine can be loud at times, penetrating the normal quiet of the cabin. There is a button for EV mode, but if the hybrid battery is low on charge, it flashes a message that is unavailable. The RX is on the new GAL platform with a suspension that performs well on both smooth and rough pavement, with a bit of jostling side to side. The tires squeal easily if you attempt a spirited run down a winding road, road, and there is not much feedback from the steering wheel. Many drive functions are controlled via new steering wheel controls. There are dual-function, touch-sensitive hard buttons on the spokes. Some of the reviewers love the whiz-bang vibe and the ability to keep their eyes on the road. Others found this hard to use in general given a slight delay between activation, the menu options appearing, plus the HUD menus are almost impossible to see with polarized sunglasses. Redundancy might be the answer. Add a couple of hard buttons for things like set and resume for the cruise control, and it would be far easier to use. Once the speed is set, the adaptive cruise holds speed perfectly even down a long steep hill. The proactive drive assist was more controversial. It's on the conservative side, slowing the car too much for curves in the road. The RX features an aggressive eye monitoring system that works with its driver assist systems. One of the drivers repeatedly got a message to sit up straight because the driver's face wasn't detected. The thing is, they were sitting up straight. The steering wheel was set as high as it can go too, with the seat button raised. They couldn't change this driver's height, and the female driver was shorted, but not extremely so. So the only thing they could conclude that was change and fine-tuning has to come from engineering. Fortunately, you can disconnect this safety feature if you encounter the same issue. But let's talk about the safety system. We do appreciate the button to open the door from inside is tied to side traffic alert, which means it can prevent you from opening the doors if there is a danger present, such as say traffic or an approaching cyclist. The 2023 Lexus RX350h cost $52,300 with standard all-wheel drive, about the same price as the conventional RX with all-wheel drive, making the hybrid an easy and wise choice. An RX350h in luxury trim has a base price of $58,750, and our test SUV was priced at $63,390. Options included a cold area package, digital key, and a digital rearview mirror, as well as heated and ventilated rear seats, power rear seats, moonroof, and a rear hatch with kick sensor, and traffic jam assist. Note that you will need a Drive Connect subscription to make the latter work. So the million-dollar question is, should you buy the Lexus RX350h? So overall, the 5th generation RX does indeed improve on its predecessor, and the hybrid occupies a bit of white space until Lincoln brings out the new Nautilus in 2024. It's a strong redesign of what was the best-selling luxury SUV in the US, and it should hit the mark for Lexus buyers. Toyota and Lexus have been slow to switch to EVs, with only underwhelming efforts to show in that area thus far. But the RX350h is a good choice for those not yet ready to switch to a full EV and are looking for a quiet, refined, and premium SUV. So this is it, guys. Concise and precise as always. And let us know in the comments, would you prefer this hybrid option, or would you rather go to the conventional combustion engine alone? If you like our videos, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to all. Stay tuned.